Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's episode we're going to continue on with the third of three of our looking at Extilior list building videos. So this is what we did last time. We've made a couple of tweaks to it. We brought in Aria, so we're going to have a little bit of extra range pressure because we did notice we were still getting a bit gummed up even after our first changes, so you're struggling to get to where we needed to be to do damage. And we've brought in Titonia as well, so we've now got a fairly beefy front line, some consistent range damage, we've got a bit of healing with Stitchy, and I think, you know, this is a fairly balanced list. It's not ended up being like a skew list. The Zax list we built ended up being sort of an all-in on AoE synergy kind of thing with like sort of a couple of tweaks, whereas this one's ended up being just a good value, good units, and trying to play to some of Extilior's strengths. We've got Chuck in here to get a bit of movement there while still applying some pressure, and we've got just a few things to back it up as well. So this has gone really well so far. I think this has been, you know, a fairly good list, so we're going to try another game. If you've enjoyed this series, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's the best way you can support me at the moment. I absolutely love seeing the subscriber numbers go up. We're now up to, I think, 258 at the time of recording this, which is incredible. The closer and closer we get to that 1,000 mark is going to just make me happier every single time that number goes up. But you can also comment, like, you can join us on the Patreon description down below. Hopefully soon I'm going to be able to get some Patreon exclusive content up there as well, so even more reason to come and join and just have a bit of fun with us. But for now, I'm going to queue up and hopefully we can see you when we're in the game and see if there's any more tweaks we want to make to this list for the final round of list building with Extilior. Okay, we have found ourselves a game. We are against Samzy19, another Zuna list. So there seems to be a lot of people playing Zuna recently. I think Zuna's a really awesome captain. There's a lot of fun to be had. I do really want to do some more content around Zuna. I actually think it might be the only captain I've not done content on since I've come back, and actually is one of my favourites to play. So I definitely need to get working on some Zuna lists for you guys. And, well, speaking of different captains, if there's a different captain you want to see next in this series, let me know who you want to see. So I am more than happy to try and just sort of figure out, I was also to work on whatever you guys want to see, so just let me know and I'm sure we can try and work something out. So here, Deadeye is the obvious start, and we do have the advantage of being able to just get onto this objective straight away. And we've got a Shield of Hope Deadeye, so early on it's more important that our units survive than our captain, because yeah, we only get a certain number of units, where we get as much as we want with the captain, and this gets us 2 early points because they're not going to be able to drop onto there immediately. So I'm not as worried about getting particularly far forward, but this really does help. Okay, so they're going to go for reduced accuracy somewhere, and where are they going to put the heals? Okay, so they didn't place the heal, which means that it's worthwhile for us to just put that over onto. We're going to try and basically poke their oh my goodness, drum dancer. So here we can poke quite easily. We've got 100% accuracy, which is just what we wanted. We're going to move over here and make sure we're staying out of range of these. We don't want to take any unnecessary risks and want to make sure that we can do as much as possible in return. To be completely honest, I think Broken Vengeance is a really good choice here. So they can't make it very near to us. We can deploy Broken Vengeance at a bit of an angle, get even more units here. And there we go. Really solid positioning for us. So even if they go to heal Talali, if they move up aggressively, we can potentially just start getting Extilior right in there and dealing enough damage to deal with things straight away. So this is fine. If they move up to there, if they move into the middle, that's actually slightly better for us because we can potentially kill multiple things. This is very bad for them. So the issue with this positioning here is we can move Extilior up here, get a spin, hit this, and all we need to do is really get one other hit. Okay, if they deploy here, that works. That's absolutely an option if that's something they want to do. We can still probably just buff Broken Vengeance to hit through this as well, and try and take out something fairly early on. Or we could just move around the side and go for captain damage. Deploying onto Extilior is interesting. Okay, Jailbreak. So that pretty much cements that we need to be dealing with Jailbreak immediately. I'm fairly sure we've got, what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... Yeah, so we can just kill Jailbreak here. So we just go Sword of Vengeance first, Sword of Justice first. We're going to stay further away. We don't want to take unnecessary hits again. So Deadeye just... sorry, Broken Vengeance just needs to get somewhere around 60-ish. But still in range of Deadeye, so that's perfect. We can just take that hit there. Go for this. So we've now killed that. And what do we want to do here? Funnily enough, it could be that we just stick Beatrice and Stitchy down. They can chew through Beatrice quite easily. They can get 4, 5, 6 damage in immediately. But if we just go for that regardless, I think that might be the right call. So I'm going to pop Beatrice down here. We're going to pop Stitchy McPatchy down back here and try and stay a little bit safe. And Extilior can just... where do we want him to go? Honestly, I'm fine just moving back slightly in this direction. I don't think we need to take any unnecessary risks here. We can just still set this situation up so we're not going to be losing our Beatrice. This is fine. This actually chains... So they're going to take a lot of damage on Tultacam for this, which they are going to still keep us... sorry, they are still going to beat us. But we're going to... There you go, take it down to 1 is a really big deal. So, up down to 2. So we can just... Depending on the heal. They've got the heal on there already. So we do need to spin in order to deal with it, but... Honestly, the fact we can just take Tultacam down for a turn with Extilior without having to do much, or potentially even just move up here, absolutely fine by me. Okay, Torian's good. We're gonna work on Torian. This is fine. We're absolutely fine with that if we can start dealing damage to a Torian Guardian as early as possible. So, why is this so low? Oh, we're still going through Beatrice's base. Okay, so. In that case, we're just going to go to here and hit Torian this side. It's not amazing opportunity. Okay, so we can get in range there. This is nice, so we can actually just clear both of these out quite likely. Get that damage dealt. So if we come down this side, Ozos and hit Torian. I actually think, are we in range to Shield of Hope? Beatrice, yeah we are, so we're going to keep Beatrice alive. And then, to be completely honest, I probably just want to pop Arya down over here. So, Arya is very efficient here. It's going to help us a lot, and I think Stitchy... We don't want to... In fact, I think we're okay sitting on this. If they want to go for damaging this instead of damaging us, that's fine, and we just get free Cinder this way. So this is going to be a hit and run, isn't it? So it could just be that... Yeah, so that's their hit and run. We can actually get a lot of damage onto that fairly early, but I think most important is killing Torian here. They've got Tultacam back, but we've started putting damage on their captain. They've got Stitchy now as well. Okay, so we do want to be dealing with some of these fairly early on. This is interesting, because they got good value. So Samsy's playing really well here, by the way. But they got really good value out of their first trade with a Broken Vengeance, because it took down Tultacam rather than anything that's a real unit. Okay, so they're going for damage here. Can they get through? Okay, they can't quite get through, so we're actually... If we can just still apply pressure here and kill this, then we're going to stop them being able to actually revive you. Not getting that's pretty brutal. So, the question is, can we deal with hit and run efficiently? Because if we take the shot here, and with Deadeye, that puts hit and run down quite easily, but then they can just heal next turn. So, where do we need to be? So, this is Tali, isn't it? Yeah, so... We can get a 99 onto Tali. So I'm going to go here first. And just sort of justice these.
It is your expiration date.
Take the 100. Take that unit out completely. So I think that's a really important starting point there. Honestly, we can defend this with Chuck and Co, which is good for us. We can also just play Detonia, get some more range damage. We're not actually... Oh, we are in melee range, so... We're going to pop here and just take a little shot. We're going to move... Can we get in range to heal there? No. So if we move this direction, we can just heal up here. Again, go for another attack, see if we get somewhere. This isn't going to take any damage, so we're just going to shield Beatrice again. I guess Arya's stillness is No melee attacks here. I think we're doing okay here, because they can go for this attack, which is fine. If they don't heal with Stitchy, because we're pushing other things, so they might want Stitchy here, there's a good chance we can get Deadeye in a position to take out some damage onto hit and run. Ooh, not if they go for this though. Okay, this could work. Our opponent's playing really nicely. We do have like Detonia here to keep us in the game a little bit as well. It's funny because we're just struggling to deal with their defensive stats. We need to get through. Okay, Tipu's fine. We're okay with Tipu. If they heal here, that's absolutely fine. We're completely on board with all of this. So now we actually have nearly a guaranteed dead Torian and potentially a dead hit and run as well, depending on where they move, which is a really solid spot for us. We can... Yeah, I mean, sure, hit there all you like. Okay. That was a little bit of a misplay because we got free damage onto multiple targets. So we'll take that as we can get it. That howl is funny because it just slows Beatrice even more. We can just move down here and try and get 2 damage. And it does mean that Extilior can potentially try and get the spin for lethal, or just spin and try and hit if we can't get in range. Maybe have Arya. Okay, this is Antios. Okay, so we need to find a way of moving Arya out of range of all this. So what does this angle get us here? 71. Anything better, anything like 60-ish. Slightly awkward, we can't quite get a good angle here, so... No, so we can't be safe with Deadeye if we want to kill hit and run, so we're just going to have to move here. Ozo's this. Shoot here. And then see if we can move quite out of range of Antios. So right on that little corner there. I think this will be out of range. I think we've moved fairly safely there. Okay, so
What is this armor made of?
this is an interesting one, but I think it's worth it. We can... Oh, we may have just move blocked ourselves actually. That's pretty awkward. So Detonia's going to need to come in here and just try and pop a little bit of damage over here. Maybe Beatrice just has to move. Keep ourselves safe. Extilior's going to pop here. Might as well Sword of Justice. Get a hit in. Shield of Hope here. Move back. Nutrient Syringe here. Chuck is just going to hit here. I think that's everything we can do there. So that was a bit of a rushed turn. We are going to start taking a bit of a beating from Tipu, but I think we can deal with that. We really do need to get Torian dead. Honestly, this happening is fine, especially if they heal themselves. We don't care in the slightest. We're more worried about killing things down here with Arya. Arya can just be a big distraction piece here. We haven't even used Stitchy's heals yet, which is quite funny. That is Flurry. Okay. Flurry can be a detriment as much as a positive. So there's a good chance we might even be able to use Extilior to really manipulate Flurry here. Yeah, they can hit us. That's fine. Oh, it could even be the case that we just go all in on damage on the captain now. Because we've got good AoE. If we just shoot with this first... Is Flurry's chop... Okay, it's not quite going to be in range of the captain. So we don't have that quite yet, unless we just move Chuck around, but I don't know if that'll be enough. Howl's fine. It didn't slow Stitchy, so we can probably move Chuck still and throw this away. Okay, so... Honestly, you're just dead, so you have to just shoot anyway. Stitchy's going to move back here. We will heal up Chuck. And Chuck's going to move over here. Toss Tipu. Oh, that's a bad position. I honestly think we probably just have to... In fact, we can always just do this. Here I think is actually the right call as well. What if we went I think we're just going to push damage on the enemy captain right now. So we'll spin over here. Oh, oops, we've made a small mistake here. Arya hasn't got enough for that. So I guess we just shoot there and deploy our own hit and run. Probably over here. Out of range of things. Yeah. So they can't res Toltecan yet, they're a little bit far away from Chuck. They can start healing, that's fine. Can kill Arya, yeah. But we just need to find ways of... I can't believe we've left Torian alive this long. I really should have dealt with that earlier, that's my own fault. Oh, please don't blow it up. OP, don't hit it, don't hit it. Oh no. Oh, OP. Poor thing. That's probably not what you wanted to do. If Flurry moves into a bad position here, we're in a great spot. We might be able to kill Tipu if we get some good attacks off. He's going to do a lot of damage to us though. Maybe it's going to be a Detonia to help finish that off here. If they attack this, that's also good for us. They're going for defending Tipu. Okay. That I disagree with. I think their list doesn't have many ways to trigger Flurry. I really like Flurry as a unit, but they don't have that many ways of triggering it. Again, I feel like we might be able to just deal with this stuff. So, for instance, if we go here... Yeah, so this takes Tipu down. Even if we take hits back, that's fine. Pop some explosives down. Can we get all three? It looks like we should be able to. There we go. Perfect positioning. Oh no, because we're only 2 damage here, not 3. Oops. In that case... does Beatrice... Okay, does this put us in range with our spin? Where's our spin circle? Not quite. So I think we're actually just going over to deal with Stitchy. So we go for the hit first.
My wires feel itchy.
We'll go for this. And we're going to be back in this direction. We can now Sword of Justice here. I guess we Shield of Hope Beatrice. Oh no, no, wrong unit. Oh dear. Let's just Torian over here then. Oh, that was a real mistake. I thought I was moving Chuck, and I was moving Stitchy. There we go. I do think we had that. We were in a commanding position, but plenty of mistakes that game. Honestly, I'm fairly happy with our roster. I think everything we had there filled a role. We had some really good sort of utility pieces there. So looking at the roster, what didn't we use? So we didn't use Shrapnel, but it could have been used for those situations. I do think Shrapnel's a little squishy, but I think I'm happy with that as it went. And who else was left? In fact, we used Arya, Deadeye, Beatrice, Stitchy, Broken Vengeance, Torian, Hit and Run, Chuck and Go, and Detonia. Yeah, it was just Shrapnel that never came out. So I'm pretty happy with that. Looking at our opponent's list, so the first thing I want to look at, anything with Flurry, is how many ways have you got to trigger it. And honestly, looking at their list, it's currently 0. So Flurry is an awesome unit, but you need to have things that work well with it. Otherwise, it can be more of a threat to you than it can be an advantage, especially if you come against something like a Zax. But Samsy, thank you so much for the game. I think you did a really good job. Overall, I think this list has worked well. So I would feel comfortable going into, regular games with this Extilior list and feeling like I had a good chance of, competing at least. So if you're looking for an Extilior list, maybe this is the one for you, maybe it's not. If you've got a better idea, let me know in the comments. If you want to see something slightly different, or if you don't think an all-rounder list is the way to go with Extilior, you'd rather go just run straight at someone, any ideas that you've got, I'm always welcome to hear it. If you want to support the channel, please do like, comment, subscribe, join us over on Patreon. Anything you can do to support the channel is greatly appreciated. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and most importantly, have a good day.